Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to number 24 of our fundamental or foundational supersize business strategies. Today we're talking about the hiring strategy. I guess I want to start off with a couple of questions for you. Number one, have you ever hired anybody? And then number two, have you ever fired anybody or had to fire anybody? Number three, which is where I really wanted to start, but I just started getting curious when I start asking questions. I get carried away sometimes. Do you have a documented, and I mean written down, hiring process or hiring strategy? The vast majority of companies I encounter have a way they do things, but it's not either documented. And if we don't document it, if we don't look at the process and tweak and learn and continually improve the process, at some point in our growth, we're going to run into trouble, because you can do that when you're just getting started. You can hire one person at a time and learn all the lessons you need to learn by not having a system or a process in place. Or you can try to hire a whole bunch of people at one time without a process in place. I actually learned this strategy in corporate America. Actually, my last job in corporate America, my last position was with an industrial bakery. And 3 months into my tenure, in addition to being hired for the quality function and to manage that and to lead that, I inherited the sanitation division in the sanitation function. Now, I had little to no knowledge about sanitation. Of course, I'd been in food safety before, and FDA and OSHA and things before as my other roles, but the sanitation area, pest control, and all the things that went along with that, because it was for a food manufacturing site, was a whole different ballgame. And I looked at it as a challenge, because I knew that different things were going to come up in that role that didn't come up in other roles that I had in corporate America. And one of them was, I think is it ISIS that comes in, or ICE came in to our organization and all of the businesses in the area. And anybody that was an undocumented worker at that time, I don't know what you want to call them, but they were people that were here that didn't have actual credentials to stay and work here, were let go. And I lost, what was it, 23 people one day, and the rest of the department, with the exception of 3 people, that within a week. And so here we are with a department and a division that the entire business depended on, with 3 people to operate it. It was a union environment, so we couldn't just do what we wanted in terms of going out and hiring a bunch of people to fill those roles. But we did end up having to hire a whole lot of people quickly. And the first thing I did was I said, this is the process we're going to use. And we used the process for each of those hires. Did everybody stick? I think we ended up having to let 2 of those people go, which is a lot percentage wise, but it was a much better outcome had we done what the company had always done and just randomly look through applications, call a couple of people, have them in, do a quick interview, and then hire them. That was the entire process that I inherited. So we formalized that, which gave us much better results than if we had just continued with the process that was in place. We would have ended up with probably the same ICE situation down the road. So that's why I'm an advocate and a stickler for having processes and having them documented, reviewing them whenever there's a change, and then tweaking and improving them, right? Continuous improvement. So for each of the businesses I'm involved with now, the process is tailored to the industry or the business that we're talking about, but the foundational steps are always the same, right? First, we need to identify what is it that we want. What role are we filling? What is the outcome that we want by having a person join our organization? It's kind of like when you're picking what market you're going to be in. You pick that first, and then you build everything off of that. We do the same thing here. We either can create a job description. Depends how formal the organization is. Some we just say, these are the 10 criteria we need you to meet. And then I also want to ask the question today, what has been your biggest lesson learned or your biggest successful component to your hiring process, whether it's formalized and documented or not right now? What have you found through your personal experience and your business growth experience has made the biggest difference in your hiring process? And I'm going to share mine. Mine is that I don't remember exactly when it happened, but I should probably remember the day. We stopped hiring for a particular set of skills or a level of education or an amount of knowledge in something, and we started hiring for character and hiring people for their level of motivation, their core values. Are they a match with our business or not? Their behavior in different situations and scenarios. And each, depending on the role now, some things we don't do this for, but the vast majority of them we do because we like to promote from within, is everybody does some kind of a personality test and assessment. Everybody does some kind of a skills test and assessment, because I've learned that formal education, literally from hiring and dealing with thousands and thousands of people in my life and in my career so far, that whether you have an advanced degree or not, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm sure people in the education field are like rolling over in their graves on saying it does matter, but it really doesn't. It's do you have a thirst for learning? Do you want to continually improve? Are you here to make a difference in the business, in the world, in your life? Or are you just here to get a paycheck? Though there's things that we can teach people, skills, technical knowledge. And now with computers and everything, you don't even have to have a lot of technical knowledge. You just have to be able to operate the computer, put the information in through a decision-making tool, and then see what pops out, and then go ahead and implement that for the vast majority of roles in the world right now. So character is absolutely hands down my biggest lesson learned. Hire for character, train for skills and technical expertise and abilities, etc. And then the other one I would say is do your homework, just like in everything else. Don't shortcut the process because you're in a hurry. A warm body in a spot is probably not the solution to your problem. In most cases, it's not. You need somebody that actually cares, because everyone in the organization pulls together to contribute to the growth of your business. So love to know your biggest lesson learned. Share in the comments below. Anybody curious about our hiring process, the basic foundational part of it, and where we tweak it, just ask. Otherwise, go out and make it an awesome day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow with another number 25 of our fundamental supersize business strategies. Have a great day. Bye.